Some outstanding basketball. He ended with 17 points and played some lockdown defense as well, causing havoc on both ends of the floor. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
All right, Doris. Well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game?
Guys, it's tricky, because when you work as hard as he did in that game, you tend to be a little worn down. But on the other hand, he also has to be feeling terrific in terms of the confidence about the state of his game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'd say mentally he's in peak condition, while physically he could probably use a recharge.
Teague's it to Bazemore. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 3 assists now in this one. Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs winning their last game against Denver.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Inside, here's Horford, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Wesley Johnson picks one up. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them.
The Hawks trail by 9. Here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis. Humphries with a screen on Green. Schroeder passes to Humphries. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Teams that make their free throws, they're so tough down the stretch. Let's check out the best. Number 1, the Spurs. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
Both teams really well served to be very aggressive attacking the rim because of how well they shoot the ball at the free throw line.
The Hawks working the ball around, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
They've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap. Second free throw, no good. Spurs leading by 8. Mills dishes to Harris. Here's Diaw. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Diaw's got his first 2 points.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
Steadying themselves. After a tough start, they're back on track.
He took good advantage of that screen.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Now the dish to Aldridge. It's stolen by Schroeder. Feeds it to Korver. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Korver's got 11 points.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Harris kicks to Aldridge. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the night.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Korver, no luck.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
41 seconds left in the first half of basketball. From the left block, Atlanta with the rebound. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Millsap with it. Now Green defending. No coverage. Puts it up. It's hauled in by Harris.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
Outside Korver. Here's Muscala, and that's not going to go. And so we wrap up the first half. Spurs lead by 8. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, David, a great first half that demonstrates a lot of the evolution of this team. As a veteran of this group, can you tell us a bit about the concepts that have helped this cohesion?
You know, we've developed some good habits, creating an identity, but we've just got to continue to try to make the right play every single time, and then the game will speak for itself.
David, thank you. Guys, Coach would point directly to this guy as to what this team...
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us.
Leonard has been playing really well. He has 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for West. Green comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Harris is checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Horford. Humphries comes in for Paul Millsap. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. Harris in at shooting guard. Boris Diaw is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills, and it's Green in at the small forward. That's the San Antonio 5. Mills passes to Leonard. Harris against Korver. Back to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Green. The shot is off. Good D by Hardaway. The Hawks trail by 3. Passes it to Schroeder. From 11 feet away. And the rejection by Leonard. Here's Hardaway, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
These past few weeks, you can see how San Antonio stacks up. Second in assists, third in three-point field goal percentage, and they're the third-ranked team in free throw percentage. A number of players on that team are very comfortable and capable at the foul line.
And let's go back to their assists for a second. When you're sharing the ball like they have, I think it really builds chemistry and trust. This is a group that really plays for each other.
Left side, Harris. The pass to Leonard. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 3rd assist on the night.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Hardaway for 3. No good. So the Spurs will take it the other way.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
On the wing, Harris. He's guarded by Schroeder, and the basket by Harris. Here's Schroeder. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. 1:07 left to play in the 3rd. Harris on the double team. Humphries kicks to Muscala. Hardaway for 3. And it's Hardaway again missing.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Schroeder passes to Muscala. On the wing, Korver. The Hawks working the ball around. Hardaway for 3. That's good.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Hardaway has got 10 points.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Schroeder with the ball. Humphries with a screen on Harris. Shot off the screen. Diaw with the steal. And here we go. And Harris gets it to go on the assist from Green. 18 points for Freak.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Here's Hardaway. No good. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. It's San Antonio. They lead by 8. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. The Spurs making a switch here. Harris is checked in, and the Hawks making a change here as well. Humphries checked in. On the court for Atlanta. Paul Millsap out there with Humphries. Then there's Teague. Then there's Horford.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Well, Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Outside Aldridge. Right side Leonard. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Leonard hits them both. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Teague with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Teague against Leonard. Millsap has the open look. That's good, and so Teague with the assists. Teague's got 6 assists now in the game. Spurs leading by 8. Left side Harris unloads from 9. Here's Aldridge. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Harris dishes to Leonard. The tray. Harris missing again. Atlanta's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Bazemore for 3. Buries it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
You would think so. This game is theirs for the taking.
To the middle. And the basket by West. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that, it has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
Count it!
Assist goes to Al Horford.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
It's our time. It's our time. We are so close to closing this one out. Freak, you're the hot hand. So let's get him the ball.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
And that's an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
David West.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Out to Hardaway. From past the arc. And it's Hardaway again missing. And here is Harris. And so it's San Antonio with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans